This is a story about two yachts meeting in Scapa in 1978, one of them being the Royal Yacht Britannia and the other a little blue folk boat, my dad's little 24-foot sailing boat. This was the year after the Jubilee, and Queen Elizabeth had been going round on Britannia visiting ports around the country. So we set out from our mooring near the Fourth Barrier, full main and our big jib, our Royal Ulster Yacht Club Burgee flying at the masthead and our red ensign flying off the stern. We sailed west out of Water Sound. Down at Hunda we jibed round and headed up past Hunda and on towards Scapa, where Britannia was at anchor. She was somewhere near the Royal Oak wreck site. It was a chilly day and a wee bit choppy at times, for our little boat anyway, and a bit of a long stretch for us to sail up that way. So the kettle was on fairly quickly and the club biscuits were being doled out before long, and bobble hats on, try and keep warm. Finally we arrived, and there with the Royal Standard flying high on Britannia's mast, so we knew that the owner would be on board, although there was no sign of anyone famous or otherwise on the deck for us to wave at. As we got in good and close, my dad remarked that good maritime etiquette would have us dip our little red ensign as we crossed the stern of Britannia itself, flying a huge white ensign. Now, our little red ensign, red duster, was probably 2 foot tall and flying from a staff which was about 3 foot long. We were in a small boat bobbing up and down the cold afternoon in Scapa Flow, so whether you would notice a flag that small in the distance being dipped was questionable. Anyway, I clambered past my dad's shoulder and out onto our tiny aft deck and pulled the little red duster down to deck level. We looked around and sure enough, from our low angle we could just about make out the helmet of a white marine as he marched down the long aft deck of Britannia. Moments later the huge white ensign floated down on the staff. Quite a spectacle really, because this white ensign probably was bigger than the entire sail area of our boat. So my dad told me to raise our wee flag, and as I did that, the huge white ensign rose back gracefully high above us on the deck of Britannia. Even at that young age, I was rightly impressed by the sheer good form and properness of that moment, and so was my dad. Even at the age of 17, I was awarded a can of Tennant's Lager on the sail back home. And that concludes my little story.